This episode will look at several of Elon Trump's incredible. Last night's chat broke Twitter records. They probably broke records. In terms of concurrent viewers, I believe they have over 2 million, and overall, they have over 67 million views. I'm not sure if it's related. Completely ridiculous. Overall, it was a fantastic discussion that we will put a hand on it. By the end of this month, we'll examine a dip in the price of Bitcoin and discuss the predictions made by purported experts about XRP's future. Guess what? Bitcoin Magazine, with Bitcoin. Bitcoin currently ranks as the 6th most valuable financial asset globally. Binance just delisted several well-known brands and sent them into a free-for-all. People, take a seat back, unwind, and let's get this done. 58,800,122 Bitcoin at 2,638 Ethereum. It is currently down 67% over the previous 24 hours. As of now, it is down roughly 0.5%. Is USDC still flowing in if USDT is $1.99 XRP cents? Sir, it's exactly 57.5 cents as you want, but guess what? There is only one penny up there. Solana has recently changed positions. It is essentially the sole coin. 1% higher in the last hour, as far as I am aware. Just give it 2 weeks. Now, people, start planning your retirement. We have reached 1%. All of us are going to survive. I am eager to see the Bitcoin market capitalization as a whole. 2 trillion Bitcoins, or 98 billion prospect, gain strength as a major stablecoin. The measure drops to its lowest point in 18 months, according to the report, and this indicates that there is less demand for selling Bitcoin. The supply of your top 2 stable currencies in the Bitcoin market is showing signs of waning selling pressure, according to stablecoin ratios. According to the report, USDT and USDC are still rising, while Bitcoin has swiftly returned to about 60,000 following last week's scandal in which coke prices briefly fell below $50,000 during the mass flush, which all the big boys jumped on and seized every last drop of liquid that they were able to. The exchange stable coin ratio, which calculates the proportion of Bitcoins kept in W wallets connected to centralized exchanges about stable currencies, suggests that the recovery may have legs even at these extremely low levels. According to decreased selling pressure, the ratio has reached its lowest point since February 2023. What does this suggest? Now that fewer traders are changing Bitcoin into a stable currency, lessen the urge to sell it. Furthermore, this could indicate a bull market sentiment. So what are we witnessing, people? It's easy. It is more like, why aren't people using their Bitcoins to move into stables? Are people acting that way because they expect big news or irrational market reactions that will lower value? If so, they are attempting to switch from Bitcoin to a stablecoin in the hopes that their speculations and calculations will be correct, or that they're extraordinary. If one's ability to interpret charts was comparable to the markets, one may experience a decline of 20 to 30%, or whatever percentage the markets were experiencing. However, if one is investing in a stablecoin, one could experience a rise of 20 to 30%, 40%, or 50%. Increased investment in Bitcoin, but since it's strong right now, we're not seeing individuals leaving for stables. It's an optimistic attitude, because they think that these markets won't see any more significant losses, so they're holding onto their Bitcoin as they wait for its price to rise. VC provides the PitchBook reports for the quality and Q2 financing reports. $2.7 billion in venture capital funding, up from Q1 but with lower flow. Estimates for the year are 12 to 14 billion, a substantial increase over 2023 figures, it states. The previous quarter saw fewer cryptocurrency deals by venture capitalists, but enthusiasm for, according to a recent quarterly report from PitchBook, the industry is still strong. Total cryptocurrency fundraising increased by 2.5% to $2.7 billion across 503 deals, even though the sum was higher. 12.5% fewer deals felt like they were going to close, which is encouraging, even though they aren't just throwing money at every project they find. Quality, and that's how simple love works. If your product is of high quality, they will invest in it. With this out, it lowers in XRP, Harris Chamia should express her opinions on whether Gary Jenney should continue to lead the SEC and go beyond sympathies and platitudes. It's funny because, despite Trump's public declarations that he will not tip tips for restaurant work or tax money for tips to the service industry, she has never made a statement similar to this in the past 3.5 years, and now she is officially plagiarizing. The man has said all of this, he even mentioned it yesterday during the broadcast. Beside Elon Musk, pay attention to this one. Who believe that this could lose her if you're a lone crypto voter. If she doesn't come out and accept its appearance, the election when Trump first supported the non-taxing tips, she was all, do you believe that she will finally give in to the cryptocurrency sector? Phraseology will, and I believe that's a contributing factor in why you see Trump's address at the Bitcoin conference. She will just need to compete for votes by taking a serious stance and speaking as an American rather than from a party standpoint. That's a positive thing, in my opinion. Even though I don't agree with everything she says, I think there should be a stimulating discussion about ideas in the marketplace. However, I challenge K.L. Harris to do more than simply cite the statistics. Rather, she should go into detail in her policy or framework for digital assets. In reality, what do you think of yourself? Asset custody, as well as your actual opinion on whether Gary Gensler should remain in his position as SEC chairman, will all be important considerations. Undoubtedly a lot of but it sounds like all you're advocating is a general attitude of openness. The industry is actively seeking this concept. Republicans support it, and Democrats oppose it. It shouldn't be a party issue at this point. What I believe you are witnessing, though, is her propensity to truly embrace whatever gets her the most votes. But when you're in response to your inquiry, Andrew, how would you rate the seriousness of that? How specific she is the metric to employ. Genuinely good, old politics? What they want to hear, do nothing about it, and never actually hold the cannibal accountable. I believe it to be the issue. Because of the way that these candidates for office in our nation earn votes by lying, I believe that if they make these kinds of promises and then absolutely go against the grain and do the opposite, something needs to be done, and they should be held accountable. Responsible for their life, I don't give a damn. I'm not going to pick sides here, but whoever is correct, if you get up there and you openly lie, then everyone loses. Simply to garner support and be elected, and then you act completely in opposition to that. For that, you ought to answer for it. Those uncomplicated bullish options on XRP. The ETF might be to blame for the surge in popularity. It's an A110 call option posted on the BR that has traders locked in over 2 million in XRP, according to watchers of speculation. Its maturity is the largest among all possible maturities. It claims that traders are confined. The greatest open interest in XRP options is almost $2 million in XRP on the call option. The market probably reflects the ETF Optimus appearance. I adore it. Numerous people are betting that XRP will soon reach $1. I agree with it. You are aware that there are 2 stops to discuss on the live stream every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Don't miss it. 66 cents and 75 cents must be smashed tomorrow. Then we can discuss rising above that dollar, which is a psychological area that is extremely scrutinized for any asset out there. Naturally, we're going to break it. We intend to break it. Yes, it's going to be a difficult journey. Man, G is going to fail. The journey ahead will be rocky. 66 to 69 is a hassle, but it won't be as awful. It will be a fight of a lifetime for 75 cents. $1 is going to cause additional hiccups and splinters. Whatever you want to refer to while driving after overcoming that, we can start having conversations, and we should start discussing the peaks of our lives. However, this is really bullish. I'll explain. XRP or an ETF is 100% on the way. Alright, the SEC has denied the appeal. Ripple will write the check that the SEC will accept and proceed to the bank to cash it. After the litigation is concluded, XRP will be able to breathe and live. ETF, since these organizations, as we all know, still want to acquire some XRP for themselves. We'll see. An ETF, as that will be the sole method by which they may obtain their XRP. When will that happen? This year, not so much, maybe not so much. First of all, the SEC has until October 8th to file an appeal so that they can write the check before, I believe, this occurs next month. Once they receive the check, we can avoid the October deadline, but until this is officially closed out and recorded, we cannot discuss an ETF. And as we all know, once they cut that check and put the approval stamp on it, we can start talking about an ETF. However, since it's the end of the year and November and December are the busiest months for families, holidays, and people going out of town, what exactly are you looking for at this point? Nothing is going to happen in October. For the ETF, I believe we complete the paperwork in a month. I believe it's time to start moving things in the correct direction. And if the XRP ETF is released in the first half of 2025, I think we will see the ETF. At that point, XRPs should make their final move, which is the anticipated parabolic blow-off.